Hello everyone, T-Man978. Right now we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Generation 1 re-releases of the Headmaster's Highbrow and Chromedome. But these things are special. They aren't the actual G1 figures regardless of the box that they packaged them in and regardless of the package artwork you see right here. These are the Titans Returns figures re-released with the Japanese head sculpts right there, or face sculpts, which is really cool if you actually wanted them and you don't feel like paying an arm and a leg for them. So this is awesome. Here are the tech specs for Highbrow right there. Here's Chromedome, and here's the generic paragraph from the original packaging. If you missed it, the Headmaster for Highbrow is Zort, and Chromedome is Stylor. For the mint and box collectors, these are resaleable, so you can take these out. They do have like a little piece of plastic attaching the vehicles in there, but they fit right back in there. And this box on the inside is made out of a good material. You can just pop them back in there if you want to leave them in the packaging to keep them in this whole retro style when you're done messing with them. Alright, here they are with their little Headmaster companions in the vehicle modes right there. When I was a kid, Headmasters and Target Masters and Power Masters were kind of a dream come true. I used to always, after, watching the show, seeing Spike interact with the Transformers and whatnot and riding their vehicle modes, I used to always want humanoid action figures that could actually ride along with the Transformers. And the Headmasters definitely did that, where you have a little guy that can pilot the different vehicles. Now, with these things right here, they were released in Titans Returns. These Titan Masters, that's what they were called during Titans Returns. They served a dual purpose. Not only were they the heads for the robot bodies, transforming like that, every single one, but they also kind of served as Target Masters as well, with their integration or with the weapon usage right there. But each one of them have a ball jointed neck that moves like that, ball jointed shoulders that can go out to the side and rotate all the way up depending on the sculpting of their shoulders. These are kind of hindered. Keep pushing it, you're going to pop them off. And they have legs that are fused together that they can sit down like that, or they can sit down like this. Highbrow I have sentimental thoughts for because my grandmother bought this for me the original for me on Christmas, like 4th grade Christmas, and I lost the head before Christmas vacation was over, so that sucked. He has his guns attached right here, and I have this landing gear up down right there. I have that up down. I had that down, and now I'm pushing this back up. When you push this up, there's a little stand put right there if you want to put them on a little flight stand, like a Bondi Tamashii stage act. These have fake wheels right there, so that's why I have the guns pegged in like that. They have, even though they have these obviously visible blue pegs, he also has pegs right there for them. They show you in the instructions that you should do that, but no, it wouldn't make sense for these wheels right there. But nice. You can open up the cockpit like this. There should be like a little thing right there for this notch right here on the back of the legs. Put them in this position right there, and we'll like shove that down, and you can ride inside, which is fun. And I think these particular ones are good for smaller kids if you want to do that. But they re-released this for nostalgia's sake for adult collectors and whatnot, and to go along with Kingdom and Studio Series stuff that's coming out right now, because I doubt they're gonna remake these molds. These molds are very good for what they are. They don't need to change or update these at all, really. As far as Chromedome right here, this was kind of a heavy retool, or they used the same engineering that they used in Combiner Wars Prowl. And they had a whole bunch of car molds that transformed just like this guy, but they changed it enough for the Headmaster gimmick or Titan Master gimmick. Now this guy, if you push up on there, you can lift his cockpit up like that. Here is the interior. And him, instead of having the legs straight, you can actually put Stylor in a seated position right there. Now there is a little, no there's not. I thought there was a little nub right there that you could shove his legs into, but it's going to be hard to get him out if you do that. And of course you can go ahead and close this. And if you want to, this gun has these 2 peg holes right there. You can port these onto this. The only dangerous part about that is this is all paint right there. And I didn't mention it, but these guns are fully painted. They are blue plastic, but it's fully painted that color. And we can go ahead and port this right there. And now it's armed up, or you have gun storage, however you want to look at that. The guns can also port on the side if you like. And I like that they painted the rims right here. I have reviews for the Titans Return version of both of these characters. I'm going to put a link in the description so you can see the differences yourself in the color scheme and whatnot. Like, I definitely like this color scheme of the silver and yellow and blue right there. That is definitely nice. I like that. Now, the fun thing about these guys that is next level, you could take these weapons, put them together, and this is the Titan Master aspect that I was mentioning earlier. Put that together, and now you have a bigger weapon that has a little seat on there. So now while Gort is inside flying, if you have another Titan Master, we can make Stylor sit over here, and there's 2 peg holes on the bottom of all of their feet. We can peg Stylor to this seat, and now Stylor can man this gun and shoot around while Gort is in there, or Zort. What is his name? I keep saying Gort. Zort. Zort can fly around, or help Highbrow fly around, while Stylor is in here shooting around. That's a cool little play pattern right there. And with Chromedome, you can do the same thing. Plug Zort in here, because there's holes in the back of his legs, just like his holes in the back of feet. Now you can put this gun here, and Zort can be manning this gun while Stylor is in there shooting. Or if you don't want him up there, you can go ahead and port that there. So now he's like in a little sidecar shooting. So, and if you have any of the bigger Titan Master, like the Titan figures that turn into cities and whatnot, you can port these. These things have 5mm pegs. You can port them onto bigger robots and have them helping and being like little Target Master. Or if you don't want to mess with that at all, you can make this pretend that that's a little sled, both of them, and they can ride around shooting. So, just one figure can be like a one-man army. It's just so many different ways to play with these guys. And so you can see here are a couple of Studio Series robots that in the original cartoon and toy line, these two were re-released as Target Masters along with the introduction of these Headmasters. So even though these are Studio Series figures, they still fit in. Of course, a helicopter should probably be a little bit bigger, but yeah, you get the deal. They're all deluxes. They fit in. Transformations are simple. I'm going to go ahead and lift this up. I didn't already take Stylor out, but you saw how I transformed this. So basically, once we get to this point, we can go ahead and move the legs, move the windshield down here, and peg it into this like that, to keep that like that. Go ahead, move the arms out to the side. And we can split the legs. Go ahead and open them like that. Bring it down bring the feet out. Go ahead and shut that like that. Shut that like that. Rotate this around. Bring this down to become the chest. And now we can unpeg this and bring it down like this to cover that big gaping hole in his back. Now we flip out the hands that are like soft faux ratcheted, and you can go ahead and take the head and shove it into this cavity right there. There you are. And now Chromedome is done. Highbrow. I've already taken the little Headmaster out. But basically we can separate that. Down here, separate the legs. Go ahead and bring them down like this. Rotate them this way. And now you can move the cockpit back like this. Come on, that hinge all the way back like that. And now we can go ahead and this is in like that. We can shove all that into the body. But I think technically they do want you to put it out like this to give him more of a three-dimensional look. Hands flip out basically the same way. These unfortunately are not faux ratcheted. And now we can take Zort, fold him up the same way, and shove this into there. Yeah. And now Highbrow is done. Actually, he's not done. He actually has heels that come out from right here. There you go. And now Highbrow is done. And you could, this is a big gun right there. You could make him hold that like that. It is not a real good firm grip, but there's an option. And of course, Chromedome, you have options as well. I always liked putting that into the shoulder, and so it's like a shield, and he has a gun. So there you are. And here is a nice close-up on the face for Chromedome. It's silver. I know the face looks like it's white like the rest of his helmet, but it's actually silver with blue painted eyes. And then you have the gunmetal right there. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, unlike those Studio Series figures, these aren't as sophisticated. You have things like ball joints, which they are getting away from. It's rare that you see a figure with ball joints anymore, because they tend to get loose quicker than pins. But what articulation you do get is the head is on a ball joint, so you do get a whole bunch of wiggle and expression. Of course, it can rotate. You can't look up too much because the back of their head is so big because of the robot's legs. And one thing I still don't like about these is that doesn't like stay together firmly. It's nothing like latching it. If you did want to, you could do that if you wanted to cheat and make them look up. But the shoulders are on 2 points. There's a hinge there and the ball joint. So you can make the arms go out to the side 90 degrees like that, or you can actually lift it up like that if you wanted to. It has bicep swivel and elbow bends 90 degrees, and the wrist does this. This one has a waist swivel. Legs are on the ball joint at the hip. Swivel right here at the thigh. 90 degree bend at the knee. And the toe just does that. There's no ankle pivot. All current day figures have ankle pivot, which I really like. Now Highbrow has less articulation. The neck, because of the way it's designed, sticks up a little bit higher, but he can look down. He can look up a tiny bit. No, I was going to say more, but not really. His shoulders do the same thing, but the little, this is bigger, and so that will bump up against his head. It rotates here on the ball joint, and you can still move that independent of each other. You get a swivel right here above the elbow, 90-degree elbow, and the wrist does this and that. Now it does lock right there, but that looks weird. He has no waist. Legs are on a pin on this one. Does that and go out to the side, swivel right there. His knees bend way more than 90 degrees, so that is cool for flying poses. And you have access to this peg hole right there for a stand, or that one. And there's no foot articulation besides the heel doing that, but it doesn't lock into place or anything. I believe he has a stand port right there too. This is around the time, around the end of regular Generations figures or Thrilling 30, and with the beginning of Combiner Wars, everybody started having stand ports somewhere on the back side of their body. Highbrow's weapons, you can still separate. I keep forgetting that I pushed them together at an angle. It's tougher because it's painted now. You can give him dual guns, which I usually used to do. Like that. I really like it when the characters have two guns. Chromedome has two guns as well. You can hold this as a rifle, and you can even still connect the gun right there. Up to you. Here they are together. Now in vehicle mode, Highbrow isn't that much bigger, being a helicopter, but in robot mode he is a bigger robot. And let's close the leg so you can say I'm not cheating with that. And here's this comparison right here with Studio Series Hot Rod and Blair. Now, as you can see, they still hold up. They can still fit in with the current day Generations figures. So that's not a problem. The only problem is what I mentioned already. No ankle pivot. This one doesn't have a waist, which is mandatory for every figure now. Actually, ankle pivot is mandatory for every figure now. And they have things like ball joints, and a lot of figures nowadays don't have wrist rotation if they're not a Voyager class. Hot Rod, even though he's the size of a deluxe class, he is technically a Voyager, so they put a lot more money into him. So he has a lot more engineering going on than... actually, Blur has a lot of engineering going on for him as well. But, I don't know. They're probably still the same amount of plastic and paint and whatnot. So, I honestly think that these two are a discount, because that packaging alone, that G1 style packaging, I know that costs money. When these came out, they were like $16.99. They came in standard blister card packaging. I'm not sure if they came with comic books. I can't remember that. You'll have to see what they came with in my reviews, and the link in the description. But yeah, with inflation, it's cool that even with that packaging, these are only $19.99 at Walmart. So maybe Walmart is eating some of that cost, so they're like, no, don't make them super high. If they would have re-released the real G1 Headmasters, I'm pretty sure those things probably would have been like $40 a piece. So it's cool that they did this, and they can still fit in with your current day Generations, like I said. But as it stands, they have if you're a little kid, these are spectacular. Can't not suggest them for little kids. If you're older, you will probably be upset that they don't have the same articulation and whatnot as the current day stuff, but they're still manageable. They're still good figures. They're not horrible. Anyway, thank you for watching this. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here. Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click